Welcome everybody to Wyatt Zang's college football show. We are here live for another episode. It's episode number 51. We're finally here and I am excited to jump right into it. Just had to fix one thing right there. All right, we are good. So, we got a lot to jump into. This is probably the most jam-packed post-spring off-season show we have ever done. And that is not exaggerating at all. Looking at this 14-piece, look at this. That thing is thick. So we're going to jump into that. We are going to hit top 15 returning players in college football. We're going to be going over just returning players. I'm going to emphasize that. We're also going to hit some 2027 recruiting rankings. We're going to go over a lot of the rankings reaction of some teams that moved up, some teams that moved down. This is ESPN's recruiting rankings. We're going to go over that. Also going to hit SEC quarterback rankings. I'm going to go and do each Power 4 or do SEC and Big 10, potentially ACC, Big 12 if you want to see that. We're going to go over the SEC tonight, quarterback rankings though. And then we're going to, at the end of the show, hit the new head coach check-in. So we're going to be going to all the new head coaches and we're going to look at how their off-season has been going and how they're, been building their new program. So we're going to be jumping into all of that in today's show. So make sure you guys are subscribed, like the video. We are ready to jump right into it. Man, cannot wait. Here we go. All right. Top 15 returning players in college football. What are my top 15 players? So it was tough for me to put together this list. There was a lot of guys I wanted to throw on here that I just couldn't quite find a spot for, but I think I got everyone that should be on this list. So we're going to go 15 to 1. So, worst, I guess, to best. Starting off with number 15, and it is Coy Parrish from, Coy Parrish from Oregon. He is the DB/safety, and why he is here is kind of there's just one reason why he's here at this point, and it is because he's one of the best DBs in college football. So I'm not sure I believe he's playing safety instead of corner, but he's very versatile, very versatile. He can do what you need him to do. Similar to a Caleb Downs type guy. He can impact the game in coverage and run support, so he's not just a defense like a D-back. He can come up and run and play run support and stop the run. So that's what I like about him, and that's why I have him at 15. He's one of the most complete defensive backs in college football. I think we have 2 DBs on this list. We'll get to the second one actually pretty soon. So yeah, Oregon is one of the most talented teams in America, so they're going to have a lot of guys on this list, and Coy Parrish is just one that I had to throw on this list. So he is at number 15. Number 14 is John Mateer at Oklahoma. So John Mateer is one of the more underrated quarterbacks, in my opinion, in college football. I think he's a lot better, or I know that he's a lot better than people are giving him credit for. People kind of have him on the back burner of a lot of their lists in terms of ranking quarterbacks or ranking overall players. A lot of people have him on the back burner and just not giving him a lot of consideration because of what happened last year. But if you think about last year, he was the Heisman favorite before he injured his hand. So shouldn't that make you think, okay, he looked pretty good until he injured his hand. He's not going to have an injured hand this year. He's going to start fresh. So maybe we should give him a little bit more hype. I'm buying all the Oklahoma stock I can buy. I'm full in on John Mateer. John Mateer's my guy. He's a veteran quarterback at this point. He's also a tough runner. He's got playmaking ability. He could run the ball. So I think he's going to be a phenomenal quarterback, especially in the SEC. When we do our SEC quarterback rankings later in the show, you'll see him in there for sure. He gives Oklahoma a little bit of stability on their offense heading into 2026. They're losing some key pieces on their team as a whole. I know Isaiah Sategna's returning at wide receiver. I'm excited to see what he can do to have him and John Mateer back there. But man, I cannot wait for that, 1-2. It's going to be great to see. Can Mateer carry Oklahoma back to the college football playoff? That's what I had written down in my notes. That's the biggest question I think I'm going to leave you guys with. He 100%, in my opinion, can carry them to the playoff, but they're going to need a little bit of help from the players around him, the running back position, the wide receiver position. They're going to need help there, especially on the defense. Brent Venables is going to get that defense going. So I think John Mateer at 14 is going to be appropriate. I think he's a little underrated in most people's list. I honestly could argue for him to be higher on this list. Number 13 is Ryan Williams. Ryan Williams is 13 for me. I mean, Ryan Williams is one of the most explosive players in college football. Like, you saw him last season, or you saw him 2 seasons ago, his freshman year. That Georgia game was unbelievable. That is when we first kind of got to see, okay, this is Ryan Williams. This guy is a freak athlete. He can go out and make plays everywhere. I mean, they were making memes about him on that Georgia game. Like, he was so good. He played well against Tennessee as well. So he's just a guy that if you get him the ball, he can make plays. And I think that they need to get him the ball a lot more this year than they did last year. If they could do that, he's going to be a great player. He's dangerous after the catch, as I said. He's a speedy guy. I'm really excited about what he could do for this wide receiver room at Alabama and help this team, because they're going to have young quarterbacks. They have a quarterback battle going on, and it's young guys. So it's really going to be up in the air about a quarterback performance. So Ryan Williams can really help to improve that, and that's what I hope that he does. Number 12 is a guy I was already kind of talking about, and it is Leonard Moore. So Leonard Moore, I was kind of hinting towards another DB being on this list. Leonard Moore, here he is. He's on the list because he is, in my opinion, the best defensive back in 2026 in college football. I don't think you can argue that. This guy's a shut-down corner. And when I mean shut down, I mean shut down. He will not let... a great matchup would be Jeremiah Smith with Leonard Moore. That is just going to be the best matchup. I hope we get that in the playoff. That would be phenomenal. You could even Evan Stewart, Leonard Moore, Ryan Williams, Leonard Moore, Cam Coleman, Malachi Tony, any of those guys, great matchup against Leonard Moore. He's excellent. Ball skills, I mean, that guy goes up and gets the ball. He's not afraid of it. He's a ball hawk. I love that about him. He's, like I said, the nation's top defensive back, in my opinion. He's going to be a top 5 pick in the NFL draft in 2027. This guy has everything that you want in a corner. He's got great size as well. So Leonard Moore at number 12. Number 11 for me. Number 11 is Cam Coleman at Texas. Cam Coleman is going to be a phenomenal player. Especially seeing what he's going to do and has the potential to do at Texas. I mean, this guy's Arch Manning as his quarterback. His running backs are Hollywood Smothers, Raleek Brown. This guy looks really good. Really good. So when I look at what he has around him, I see that he doesn't have to do as much as some of these other guys do. Like, some other guys on this list, as I said, John Mateer earlier, those guys have to do more. Cam Coleman doesn't have to do as much. So that's why I think he's going to be a lot higher on a lot of people's lists, is because he can perform when he gets the ball. He's not going to be tired out. So when Arch Manning throws him the ball, and he's going to be open, I'm telling you that for sure, he's going to be open. He'll be able to make those plays. He's a big play receiver. Give Texas another dangerous weapon outside to go with Ryan Wingo. So everything I see of this guy just confirms my ranking of him being a top 15 player in college football. Number 10 for me is going to be one of the best players in the SEC, especially I have it as Trinidad Chambliss, the quarterback from Ole Miss. This guy's phenomenal. He is one of the best quarterbacks in 2027 or 2026 to 2027 season. He's going to be a top 2 quarterback taken in the 2027 NFL draft. I mean, he's a veteran guy at this point. I believe he's a 60-year player. He's a dual threat. You saw the guy against Georgia in the playoffs. You saw him against Miami. He's running around making insane plays. This guy can do it all. I'm trying to think of like a comp for him, almost like a Cam Newton type. I don't think he's as big as Cam Newton, but he's got that ability to just make plays. You can almost compare him to like a Johnny Manziel in a way as well. He just runs around, makes insane throws, makes insane plays with his feet. He's a great quarterback, gives Ole Miss another experienced quarterback that's going to lead this team hopefully to the playoffs again. The question is Ole Miss going to have 2 players headed to New York? Because there's another Ole Miss player on this list as well that we're going to get to a little further down this list. All right, let's go to number 9. Number 9 I have as Colin Simmons from Texas. This guy looks really darn good. I mean, this is going to be one of the best defensive players in college football. There is zero doubt in my mind about that. This guy is the best edge rusher, I think. Well, second best. I have someone higher than him in this list, but he's a dominant pass rusher. Like, this guy was dominant last year. He's going to be dominant this year. One of the most disruptive defenders in America. He was last year. He's going to be again this year. Future first-round talent. This guy has everything that you want an edge rusher to have. He looks phenomenal, especially at a team like Texas. Texas always has a good defense, and I know for a fact they're going to have another good defense. I mean, you look at Texas edge rushers in the past, they've always produced good edge rushers. So Colin Simmons at number 9. All right, top 8 time. Who is at number 8? For me, it is none other than Julian Sayin, the quarterback from Ohio State. You could argue he could be higher, especially higher than this next guy I have on this list, but I'm going to tell you why I have the next guy on the list higher. But Julian Sayin, he's, a 5-star player. He's a former 5-star athlete out of high school. He plays with elite accuracy. That's what I love, is he can anticipate where you're going to be before you're going to be there. He can anticipate where to throw the ball. He's super accurate with that as well. He makes plays on the ground, but he's super smart. And man, that quick release is something that we've been waiting to see, and we saw it last year, and I think we're going to see it again. I know we're going to see it again this year. This guy looks really good. NFL teams will be basically at the end of the year saying, is it Sayin or is it Dante Moore? I think that'll be the debate at the end of the year. Those two guys are going to be in New York, is my guess. They're going to be really good. It's going to be one of those two guys that'll be the best quarterback in college football. And again, it's tough because of the next guy I have ahead of him. And the next guy I have ahead of him, why don't we just jump into it now? Next guy I have ahead of him is number 7, Darian Mensah. Darian Mensah's on here because he's such a good quarterback. I am buying all the stock I can in Darian Mensah this year. Like, he is my sleeper. I guess he's not really a sleeper, but he is my early Heisman, at least contender pick. Like, I am picking him to be in New York. That is for sure. He's got a big arm. He's got excellent mobility. He's going to be great in, maneuvering the pocket. He's got great form. Elite wide receiver duo, by the way, with Malachi Toney and, Darian Mensah. That's going to be phenomenal. Got some running backs to back him up. He gives Miami real college football playoff hopes and potential for 2026 because they're coming off of a national championship runner-up season. And I actually think that Miami's team this year is better than Miami's team last year. I've said that multiple times on the show. Miami's team this year is better than their team last year. I think Darian Mensah is an upgrade from Carson Beck, and that's tough to say because they made it to the national championship last year. And I don't think that they're, I guess you could say that they have that potential to be there again. But man, this team looks really, really good. Number 6 is another Miami player, and it is Malachi Toney. Malachi Toney I have here. Malachi Toney's here because of 2 reasons. Number 1, he's an electric playmaker. Number 2, he's an elite route runner, and he can go up and get the ball, man. That guy is a small receiver, but he is mighty for how small he is. He's going to be phenomenal with Darian Mensah. He's another college football 27 cover athlete, so he must be pretty good. He was a top 3 cover athlete. So, again, he's going to be my number 1, 2, or 3 receiver. There's going to be about 3 guys there that you could kind of switch, but I think he's going to be in that 1 or 2 spot for most people in terms of receiver rankings. So Malachi Toney's for me at number 6. Number 5 is my second Ole Miss player, and it is Kawan Lacey. Kawan Lacey is a great running back. I'm seeing some people were commenting in the live chat. I'm going to get to you guys here in a second. As soon as I finish this list, I'll kind of go through your thoughts on the live chat. But Kawan Lacey's on this list because he's one of the most dynamic runners in college football. He's got home run speed. We saw it in the playoffs. We saw it in that game against Georgia. The guy just breaks through that line and he is gone. He is so good at running the football. It is unbelievable. He makes it look so easy. And it's not. It's not easy. So he's one of the faces of Ole Miss's offense this year. He's going to be a top 2 player on that team. Again, he's another college football 27 cover athlete. This guy looks really good. I'm excited about what he can do in 2027 or 2026. I keep saying 2027. What he can do in 2026. I think he's a running back that can legitimately have a chance to win the Heisman this year. Now, I know the Ashton Genty stuff. It's like, well, you rush for over 2,000 yards, you still can't win the Heisman. No, this guy's got a legitimate shot at the Heisman this year, at least to be there. And man, I think he's going to be a phenomenal player. Number 4 is none other than Dylan Stewart, the edge rusher from South Carolina. I have this guy here because of two reasons. Number one, he was phenomenal last year. It didn't show it because of South Carolina's record. It didn't show it because they were 4-8. But man, he was really, really, really good last year. And number two reason is because he's got a lot more potential. He's got potential to be even better than he was last year, and he was really good last year. He was a top defensive player last year. So Dylan Stewart at number 4 for me. He's an explosive pass rusher. He's a future top 5 NFL draft pick for sure, no doubt in my mind. South Carolina's defensive centerpiece. That's what they're building their team around on defense. So I think Stewart's one of the best defensive players in college football. All right, top 3 time. Who do we have at number 3? It is none other than an offensive lineman, Jordan Seaton, the offensive tackle from LSU, the transfer from Colorado. He's one of the premier offensive tackles in college football. This guy is the face of offensive linemen in college football. This guy's going to be a beast. He's going to be a future top 3 to 5 pick in the NFL draft, depending on what he does this year. But man, he's going to be really good, especially having Sam Leavitt behind him. Sam Leavitt's going to make him look really good because Sam Leavitt's going to get that ball out quick. He's going to make plays. He's a franchise left tackle. Let's just face it. If any franchise that drafts him, the Jets, the Browns, the Giants, the Raiders, whatever, whoever drafts him, he's going to be your franchise left tackle. That is for sure. He's a rare combination of size and athleticism. Like, this guy's really athletic for being an offensive tackle. And that's one of the things that I really like about him as well. He can kind of do things outside the pocket. He's got a run block. He's great at run blocking. I could see Seaton become the first offensive lineman drafted in 2027. I easily see that in the 2027 NFL draft. All right, number 2 is Oregon's Dante Moore. He is my number 2 player in college football. A lot of people could make arguments for someone else being there, and I totally understand that. But Dante Moore at number 2 makes sense for me because, number 1, he's passed on the NFL draft to return for one more season. So he has the experience. He knows that he could be better than he was last year, and I 100% believe in Oregon this year. Having Evan Stewart and Decorin Moore on the outside, that gives him weapons to throw the ball to. Their running game looks good. So Dante Moore is in the perfect situation at Oregon. We talked about a defensive player, Corey Parrish, on the defensive back room. So the defense looks good. He has weapons on offense. This is looking like it's going to be a perfect season for Dante Moore. So I have him at number 2. He gives Oregon a legitimate national title expectations, and I truly, truly think that they will be there in the end. So I have Dante Moore, quarterback from Oregon, at number 2. And rounding it off with number 1, my number 1 player in college football heading into 2026 is none other than Jeremiah Smith, the wide receiver from Ohio State. Did you expect anything different? That's the question. In my opinion, he's the clear number 1. You could make an argument for a Dante Moore, a Darian Mensah, a Malachi Toney. You can make those arguments for those guys, but Jeremiah Smith's the best player in college football in 2026. I don't have any doubt in my mind when I say that. When I put this list together, I put him at number 1 before I filled out any of these other guys because I instantly knew where he would be. I knew he would be number 1. He's been number 1 for me last year. He's number 1 for me again this year. He's already one of the most productive receivers in recent college football history. He's a great player. He's got elite size. He's got insane speed for how big he is and how much size he has. He's got elite speed, and his ball skills are incredible. You see that guy making one-hand catches all over the place. He's got huge hands, and he's just going to be a phenomenal player. Jeremiah Smith's the closest thing that we've seen to a Julio Jones, to a Megatron. Like, he's the closest thing we've seen to that. I would compare him mostly to Calvin Johnson. Like, that's the potential that he has in the NFL and in college football, in my opinion. So I have Jeremiah Smith at number 1. So that is my top 15 players heading into the 2026 college football season. Comment down below if you disagree, if you agree. And if you agree, might as well subscribe to the channel. And if you disagree, just still subscribe to the channel, because then you can get in the comments and talk to me about why you disagree. So let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. I thought that was a good list. Again, you guys need to, sorry about that. You guys need to comment below. I'm trying to pull up the live chat here. Someone commented and said the Hot Seat College Football Show. I actually just made a collab video with him. It was great, by the way. You can check it out on both our channels. Great collab. Trinidad caught lightning in a bottle and came back to Ole Miss for a reason instead of going to the draft. 100% correct, and you are 100% correct. Uh, Trinidad Chambliss is lightning in a bottle, and I cannot wait to see him in 2026. All right, we move on in our list here, or in our show. I wanted to jump into these recruiting rankings. I wanted to jump into ESPN's newest recruiting rankings. I wanted to give my thoughts. I wanted to talk about which teams I think are surprising at where they're at, which teams I think could potentially move up, which could move back. I wanted to give my full thoughts on that. But before we do that, I had to take a drink of water real quick because I've been talking for 20 minutes already. And it feels like I've been going for over an hour. All right, so let's jump into these recruiting rankings reaction real quick. All right, ESPN released their 2027 recruiting rankings update. Wow, I could not spit that out. I'm going to be reacting to the full top 25, giving my thoughts on what teams I think are potentially, going to keep moving up, which teams I think we're going to drop, which teams are shocking at the position they're in, and which teams are kind of like, okay, that makes sense that they're in that position. Starting off with this list, let's go ahead and throw the graphic up on the screen here. All right, I wanted to start off by touching on some of these teams because some of these teams look pretty good. Like, if we start at number 25, we'll start there. Louisville, I think that they're pretty high right now. They have 3 commits as of right now. By the way, all the commits I'm going to say are commits listed in the SC Next 300 commits. So if I say like, oh, Louisville has 3 commits, that's the top 300. So Louisville at number 25 kind of makes sense. I think that they might drop maybe depending when some of these other teams get more commits in. But Louisville there. Georgia, maybe a little low, but I think they're going to keep climbing. Minnesota is kind of a shocker. Same with Wisconsin. I think those 2 teams potentially might fall a little bit. I don't know if they're going to keep that ranking right there. See what Luke Fickell can do at Wisconsin. Texas at 21, they're definitely going to jump. There's no doubt in my mind that they will get up there. Steve Sarkisian. Nebraska at 20. I actually think Nebraska is going to keep a solid recruiting class this year. For next year, they look like they're putting together some good guys, some solid guys. Cal at 19. Cal surprised me a little bit when I looked at this list. Haven't done a ton of digging into the 2027, recruiting, and we'll do that, mostly in the offseason next offseason. But Cal shocked me a little bit. Ole Miss didn't really shock me at 18, maybe since they lost Lane Kiffin, but I still think they're going to have a top 25 class. Kentucky at number 17. Will Stein getting it done at Kentucky. Will Stein looks like he's going to put together a good class. Matt Campbell at Penn State. I knew this was coming. Top 25 class for Matt Campbell in year 1 at Penn State would be absolutely phenomenal. If he can hold a top 20 class, that'd be even better. Washington at 15. I don't know if they're going to hold quite that high of a class. Virginia Tech at 14. Virginia Tech's a shocker, man. James Franklin's putting together something special. I think it's really going to work out what he's doing, and I'm really excited for this 2026 for Virginia Tech. 13 is Oregon. That's a team that's going to jump. I have no doubt in my mind that they're going to jump up higher. USC is a team I think is going to also move up higher. USC had the number 1 class in 2026. I think they're going to pull in a top 5 class in 2027 when it's all said and done. Texas Tech's at 11. Texas Tech's a team that I could see staying around that 11, potentially maybe moving back a tad. Auburn at 10. I like where Auburn's at, especially in year 1 of Alex Golesh. Michigan at 9. Cal Whittingham put together a top 10 class. Again, these aren't finalized. These aren't close to being finalized. I'm just kind of giving my reactions to these rankings. Ohio State at 8. I think Ohio State's a team that's going to jump up into that top 5, probably top 3 at the end of the year. So they're going to keep climbing. UCLA at 7. That's one that kind of shocked me. Was when I saw UCLA at 7, I was like, oh, it's kind of like caught me off guard. I was rubbing my eyes. I was like, UCLA Bruins? I was like, wow, that's phenomenal for UCLA. I'm excited for UCLA. They have 6 commits in the top 300, so it's looking up for UCLA. I'm excited for them. Notre Dame has 11 commits, and they're at 5. I'm sorry, Clemson's next. I skipped over Clemson. That's my bad. Clemson's 6. Clemson, to me, if they can pull together a top 10 class and keep recruiting at a high level, I think Clemson will be okay. I'm just going to say right now, I think Clemson is going to be okay. Notre Dame at 5. It's about where I think they're going to end up. Miami at 4. I actually think Miami might get a better class than 4. Florida at 3 shocked me. Coming in at 13 commits in the top 300, and that is tied for the most. Like, that's crazy. So Florida really putting together a great class. Oklahoma is number 2, coming in at 11 top 300 commits, and Texas A&M coming in at 13 top 300 commits with the number 1 class. That top 3 wasn't quite what I was expecting, but it does make sense. Texas A&M's a recruiting monster, especially after making the playoffs this past year. Mike Elko's going to get things going there. So I'm excited to see what those top 3 teams do, whether they stay or whether they move back, move up. We'll see. But, man, this 2027 recruiting rankings, I want to give a quick reaction. Like I said, it's maybe only a 5-minute quick video I wanted to do on reactions. But, hey, that's the 2027 top 25 recruiting rankings. Like I said, quick reaction, just to kind of give my thoughts, see your guys' thoughts on it. So let me know in the comments where your team is, if you're excited about your team's 2027 class. Me personally, I'm excited about college football in 2026, so I'm not going to overlook that into 2027 too much. So that's why it was a short little segment clip video, I guess you could say. So yeah, let me know in the comments your thoughts on that. Quick live chat check real quick. Always like to do that every once in a while. Someone else, first time watching live. Hey, look at that. First time watching live. I appreciate everyone that's watching live. Shout out to the Hot Seat College Football and Game Time podcast. Shout out to all you guys for watching live. I appreciate that. Our poll got 2 votes already. We got Trinidad Chambliss and Julian Sand as the top voters. Appreciate you guys for watching live. Going to go ahead and comment something. Just trying to get something in the... I can't even type right now. I can't even type. I'm just going to type thanks for watching. Just really quick. I don't want to hold up the show. And there we go. That's me typing in all lowercase, by the way. All right, go ahead and move on to our SEC QB rankings, and then we're going to talk about some new head coaches. It's going to be a fun one. It's going to be really fun. Get a drink of water real quick. All right, let's jump into these SEC QB rankings. This was a segment I was really excited to do, and I cannot wait to do it. Let's jump into it right now. Waste no more time. 2026 SEC QB rankings were 1 to 14, or I should say 14 to 1. And you might be asking, why? Isn't there 16 teams in the SEC? Why are you only doing 14? Well, that's because Tennessee and Alabama still have ongoing quarterback battles, so I'm not going to include them. But I will tell you at the end, so once we get through all 14, I will tell you where I would kind of slot them depending on who wins the job. So we're going to do that last. So if you're a Tennessee or Alabama fan, you came to see where your team is, your quarterback, that'll be at the end of the video. Don't skip to the end because you got to see who's 1 through 14, see where you're going to stack up. All right, starting at number 14. Starting at number 14 is Mississippi State's Kamario Taylor. Reason I have him at number 14 is he's tremendous athletic ability. Like, you don't take anything away from his ability and his athleticism on the field. The only thing I take away is maybe, he's in a tough situation. Like, Mississippi State's a tough team to, be slotted in as, or slotted in on. I'm trying to figure out how to word that. It's a tough team to be on and have a successful career as a quarterback. They don't have a ton of weapons. Like, we've seen Dak Prescott do it before, but they don't have a ton of weapons this year. And I don't think Kamario Taylor has quite the experience. So I'm going to give Kamario Taylor at number 14. Number 13 is KJ Jackson, quarterback at Arkansas. He's a talented runner. I'm not taking that away from him, but we're coming from Taylor Green last year to now KJ Jackson. So there's going to be a bit of a drop-off. Like, we expect a drop-off, but when I look at KJ Jackson, I see high value here. He's a young quarterback. He's still developing, so that's why I have him lower. But, man, you could look at the end of the year and see him easily as like a top 8 quarterback, top 7 quarterback in this conference because he developed. And if we can get quick development, going into next year, he's going to be a lot higher on this list. So he's a stock watch for me for sure. If Arkansas can, build enough around him, I think he's just going to keep rising in this list. Go ahead and go to number 12. It is Jared Curtis, quarterback from Vanderbilt. Jared Curtis is a guy that I absolutely love. I absolutely love this guy. Like, he's a phenomenal quarterback. He is a former 5-star. He was an elite recruit with a ton of upside. But here's the thing. He's a freshman. He's a true freshman taking over for basically the best player in Vanderbilt history. Like, Diego Pavia was the best player Vanderbilt's ever had, and he's leaving. So Jared Curtis has to come in, fill that spot as a true freshman. So it's going to be tough. There's going to be a lot of pressure on him. I think he can harness that pressure and really embrace it and do well. I just don't know if he's going to be exactly the best quarterback this year. So as for 2026, is he going to be the best quarterback in 2026? No. Is he going to be the best quarterback in the SEC in future years to come? Absolutely has that potential. But this is 2026 we're talking about. So I have Jared Curtis at number 12. Number 11 is Kenny Minchey, quarterback from Kentucky. Kenny Minchey is at number 11 because here's my thing with Kenny Minchey. He's coming in from Notre Dame, okay? He's coming in from Notre Dame. He's really young, okay? Is he going to develop fast enough? That's my question. What does his development look like? So when you look at him, he's a solid athlete with some experience, but we need more development. Like, he has some experience, but we need more development. He works well within this structure, especially in the offensive system of Will Stein, the former OC from Oregon, came over. I think Will Stein will unlock a lot of more explosiveness in him. So I think Kenny Minchey is going to be a great quarterback, but as of preseason rankings, I'm not going to slot him quite into the top 10. So I'm going to leave him at number 11, Kenny Minchey. And now we head into the top 10 with number 10 being Aaron Philo, quarterback from Florida. Aaron Philo is a guy that's got a lot of potential, a lot of untapped potential, unseen potential. He's a formerly highly regarded recruit to Georgia Tech, transferred to Florida. He has his offensive coordinator that came with him. Buster Faulkner is at Florida from Georgia Tech, so he has a little bit of familiarity. He's an accurate passer. He's got a lot of long-term upside. This guy looks like a phenomenal player, and I cannot wait to see what he does in this offense. The question is he quite ready for the SEC? It's a big jump going from the ACC to the SEC. So my question is, how well does he adjust? How quickly does he adjust? And man, if he adjusts quickly, Aaron Philo is going to be the answer for Florida this year. He's going to help them to have a great season in John Summerall's year 1. All right, number 9 is Austin Simmons, quarterback from Missouri. This is another guy that just kind of needs to hit his potential. Like, he has the potential, but they need to tap into it. They need to get the development going. This was going to be Lane Kiffin's guy. Turned out Trinidad Chambliss was the guy. But, man, he's a talented young passer. He's got a strong arm. He's got a lot of upside, very intriguing upside as well, let me add. And he can handle being the full-time guy. That's the thing. We've seen it at Ole Miss, and I think we're going to see it at Missouri. So if he can handle it, he's going to be ready. He's going to be a top quarterback. So that's why I have him at number 9. Missouri's ceiling depends heavily on Simmons' development and how well he does this year. So that is Austin Simmons at number 9. Coming in at number 8 is none other than Auburn's Byram Brown. Transfer from USF. This guy looks really good. I was super high on this guy at USF. Like, man, this guy was one of the guys that I was like, keep an eye out for him. Because he could potentially be a sleeper, kind of like Ashton Genty was. He could potentially be a sleeper in New York at the end of the year. And he had the stats for it. He had over 4,000 total yards, 3,100 passing yards. He had, I think, over 30, maybe 40 total touchdowns. Didn't have that many turnovers. It's just, when you look at the level of competition, he didn't have that many of big games. They played Florida, they played Miami, they beat Florida and got stomped by Miami. They beat Boise State, but they didn't have as many proven games to really trust those stats. But, man, he's going to be really good at Auburn, I have no doubt. He's familiar with Alex Golish's offense. That was the former head coach at USF, taking his quarterback there. Gives Auburn immediate stability. That's one of the things I like about, Byram Brown at Auburn, is it gives them immediate stability, and they're going to have a solid season. Like, Byram Brown's the guy that's he's not going to lose more than 7-8 games, I think, at Auburn. I think they're going to have a solid 7-5, high-end 8-4 year. My prediction would be 7-5 for Auburn in year one, which is pretty good. And I think all things considered, Byron Brown did his job. So that's Byron Brown at number 8. Going in at number 7 is Sam Leavitt. He's the former Arizona State transfer to LSU. This guy is a guy that I have had my eye on at Arizona State. I have my eye on him now at LSU. He's a transfer addition, like I said. He's very athletic. He's capable of extending plays. This guy's a playmaker. Like, he can get outside the pocket. He can run and just extend plays and make plays. And I love watching this guy play, similar to Trinidad Chambliss. I'm excited about him. Leavitt has a chance to outperform his ranking. I wrote that down as a note. He has a chance to really go from 7 to like a top 5. And there's no doubt about that. He steps into a high-pressure environment. That's maybe the only thing that I would maybe hold him back is the pressure that's going to be on him and the difference of playing in the Big 12 versus the SEC. Whole nother dog to play and a whole other challenge of a conference. Number 6 is Lenora Sellers. And again, I wanted to say for you guys, if there's anyone commenting in the live chat, I'm going to get to you guys here in a second after this list. I'll read your guys' thoughts on the show and react to them. Number 6 is Lenora Sellers. He's one of the most physically gifted quarterbacks in college football. There is no doubt. Like, this guy is so physically gifted. He's huge. He reminds me of Josh Allen. This guy just extends plays. He's a phenomenal player. When you look at top quarterbacks in the SEC, this guy comes to mind. The reason I have him at 6 is because we haven't seen it yet. We've seen the potential, but we haven't seen it paid off. We saw it 2 years ago when they went 9-3. We didn't see it last year. They went 4-8. But if they can improve on that this year, Lenora Sellers is going to be a guy that will contend for a spot in New York at the end of the year. So this guy's got the most potential, but he's also very unproven with that potential, especially last year. But if he could take another step forward, a leap forward, South Carolina's going to be a good team, especially with Dylan Stewart and Nick Harbor. All right, number 5. This is top 5 time. Cannot wait for this right here. All right, top 5. Here we go. Number 5, sitting at number 5 is Gunnar Stockton. Gunnar Stockton's a guy that I really like. I'm high on Gunnar Stockton, but I'm not high enough to where I want to put him quite top 3. So the reason I have him at 5 is he's surrounded by elite talent. I know that. He lost Zachariah Branch, but he's surrounded by talent. He's got strong arm. He's got a strong arm. He's got plenty of experience. He's got all these traits. He can run the ball. He could throw the ball. He could do it all. But I don't think that he's got quite the weapons. Like, I don't think he's got quite the. I don't think he's going to be able to quite outperform pound for pound these top 4 quarterbacks is what I'm trying to say. Not saying he can't, but I don't have him right there now. If he, proves me wrong, which I'm hoping he does. I'm hoping he proves me wrong, but I just can't rely on an unproven or an unseen faith. Like, I just can't put my faith in Gunnar Stockton yet. I'd love to buy stock in Gunnar Stockton, but not yet. I'm holding off a little bit on Gunnar Stockton. He's going in his second year as the starting quarterback at Georgia. So he's got a lot of potential, but I can't give him a top 4 spot quite yet. All right, number 4 is Marcel Reed. He's my number 4 guy because he's just a dynamic athlete. He's dangerous with his legs. He's, continued to develop as a passer. He keeps getting better each and every year that he starts. And this year, I think, is the year that he's really going to start to take off and lead Texas A&M, hopefully, back to the playoff, in my opinion. So Texas A&M and Marcel Reed are at number 4. Number 3, you guys can probably guess who the top 3 is. Number 3 is Arch Manning. This might shock a lot of people and make a lot of people mad. You might be thinking, Arch Manning at 3? Why do you guys probably have Arch Manning at 1 or 2 spot? Not much lower than that. I have him at 3 because you look at last season and you look at what Texas did last season, and specifically Arch Manning. And Arch Manning didn't blow me away last year. Like, the 2 guys ahead of him played a lot better than Arch Manning. And you can't look at me and say, oh, well, Arch Manning, he's gonna be really good this year. Like, there's no doubt. Well, I can't just blindly just put my faith in Arch Manning because I haven't seen it. The guys ahead of him, I've seen it for some guys multiple years. Like the number 2 guy on this list, I've seen it for 2 years. I've seen him have that potential, and I've seen him perform. Arch Manning, I haven't seen what I want to see out of him to warrant a top 1 or 2 quarterback in the SEC. That's what I'm trying to say. He's top 3, but he's not quite top 2. He's not quite the number 1 quarterback in the SEC for me. The number 1 quarterback in the SEC for me, we'll see. The number 2 quarterback in the SEC for me, it currently is John Mateer. John Mateer is one of the better quarterbacks in college football. He's very, very experienced. He's tough. He's an excellent runner. He's got enough arm talent, trust me, to stress defenses, and that's for sure. Like, guys are going to have to drop back. The guys are going to have to come up. Like, you never know. He could throw a deep ball past your head that's just on the money to Isaiah Sategna, and he's gone. Or he could hit him on a slant. Beautiful pass, and he's gone for 15 yards. You never know what's coming. Or he could run out the outside and run for 20 yards, run for 10 yards, get a first down, get a couple yards. He's a tough quarterback. He could run, he could pass, he could do it all. That's why I have him at number 2. Number 1 in my SEC quarterback rankings is Trinidad Chambliss. This guy, you might be saying that I'm a little high on him, having him as, this high in my rankings, in my player ratings or player rankings in college football, in my SEC quarterback rankings. You might be saying, whoa, you got to slow down on this guy. And that's valid. I'm really high on Trinidad Chambliss. I'm really high on John Mateer. So Trinidad Chambliss at number 1 is first off, he's a veteran dual threat quarterback. What pairs better than a guy that has experience and is a dual threat who can do it all? That's like the best pairing in college football. He fits in this offense. We saw it last year. I think he's going to fit in this new offense this year. He's a proven playmaker. Like I said, he made insane plays last year, particularly late in games and particularly in big games. Like, I'm talking playoff, semifinal, quarterfinal. He made big plays against Georgia. This guy is a dog, and I cannot wait to see him in 2026. He's going to be one of my candidates for the Heisman Trophy this upcoming year. I could not be any higher on Trinidad Chambliss. So that is my 1 through 14 SEC quarterback rankings. I wanted to talk about Alabama and Tennessee real quick. So Alabama, they got a quarterback battle going on. So I couldn't slot them in this list. But I look at Alabama, and let's say it's Keon Russell or Austin Mack. I would probably slide them somewhere in the, let's see. I'd probably slide them somewhere between the 8, probably between like the 7 to 12 spot is where I would slide the Tennessee and Alabama quarterback battles, and whoever comes out on top of those, I'd slide them between about the 7 and 12 spot. So that's my full 14 to 1, or I guess you could say 16 to 1 SEC QB rankings. Comment below if you agree, disagree, subscribe if you agree, even subscribe if you disagree. Let me know in the comments your thoughts. And that is my 1 through 14 SEC QB rankings. We'll do the Big 10 in the next show. Wanted to jump into the live chat real quick and see what's been going on there. Not a whole lot. Got a few people that commented. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching. We are not quite done. We got one more segment to do here. We got some head coaches to check in on, which will be fun. Gonna take a drink of water real quick. I was actually very excited to do this segment. This is one of those segments that like you want to do, that you do every year, and that kind of gets you excited because it gets you really amped up for the college football season. And man, we're gonna have season previews, we're gonna have playoff predictions, we're gonna have rankings coming out soon. Oh, I cannot wait for college football, and it is coming very, very soon. It's right upon us. All right, let's go ahead and jump into these new head coach check-ins. Start off with John Summerall. All right. Checking in on new head coaches. What head coaches in college football that are new, that had good off seasons, that had bad off seasons. We're going to check in on, I think, 5 or 6 new head coaches, and we're going to kind of get the temperature of how we're feeling about these head coaches and their teams currently, starting off with Florida and John Summerall. John Summerall is doing phenomenal at Florida. Like, he's coming off the number 3 ranked recruiting class, or he has currently the number 3 ranked recruiting class for 2027, which is just insane. It's amazing in year one. Like, that is phenomenal to have in year one as of right now. That could change. Florida, also $1.5 billion, we'll round up, $1.5 billion renovation to the Swamp. So you can already see that they are looking at John Summerall saying, that's our guy, man. We're going to put all our ducks or all our eggs in one basket. I totally butchered that saying. We're going to put all our eggs in one basket, and it's the John Summerall basket. Like, we're all in on John Summerall in 2026 and beyond. Like, that's their guy, and they know that that's their guy. I know that that's their guy, so they're all in on John Summerall. What he needs to do in year one is stabilize the program, and that's what he's doing, man. He's stabilizing the program, and he's done a great job of it. I like where they're at. He's the perfect guy for this job. Their schedule is pretty tough. Like, they got some tough games. They got Ole Miss. They got Texas, Georgia, Oklahoma. They got Vanderbilt. It's not going to be an easy game. So they got some tough games, but they got a lot of winnable games. This schedule, if you're really good, this schedule is 8-4 worthy, 100%. But if you're not on your A game, his schedule is also 6-6 worthy. So whatever happens, as long as John Summerall can stabilize the program, make a solid bowl game in 2026, is a success for Florida. All right, next I wanted to jump into Auburn and Alex Golesh. So Alex Golesh is replacing Hugh Freeze, obviously. He's the former USF head coach, former Tennessee offensive coordinator. He went 23-15 at USF. He rebuilt that program so quick. That's one of the things I admired about Alex Golesh. He's a great program builder. He built USF up to a top-tier program in G5 ranks. They were pushing for a playoff spot. They were pushing for the American Championship. Like, this team was really, really, really good. The massive roster turnover, by the way, nearly 40 departing players from Auburn. So to have 40 departing players and still hopefully put together a good season is really good. He's building Auburn around portal additions this year to kind of get them going at a fast pace. They're bringing in some experience back to the Plains. Everything's looking up for Auburn at this point. So I'm definitely stock for Auburn is definitely neutral. Like, I'm not buying stock in Auburn, like more stock. I think we're just neutral right now. We're okay with where we're at. That we're not exceeding expectations and we're not below expectations. We're just neutral right now. We're hitting where we want to be right now for Auburn and Alex Golesh. So that's Auburn, and that is Alex Golesh. Schedule, again, isn't the toughest thing in the world. So Auburn looks like a solid team in 2026, hopefully. Next up is Kentucky and Will Stein. He's a former Oregon offensive coordinator. The narrative, Kentucky narrative with deep family ties to the program. So Will Stein's got some family ties to the program. But, man, I love this fit. Like, this is one of the best fits in terms of, potential. Like, when you look at what they had in Mark Stoops and you look at what they now have in Will Stein, bringing in a younger offensive-minded guy, I'm really excited. I'm really excited for Kentucky. Really excited for Will Stein. Recruiting momentum has been strong. They're putting together a great class. I believe it's a top 20 class as of right now. Early recruiting classes have generated, a lot of optimism. And I am definitely on the side of optimism for them. ESPN ranked, right here, I wrote it down. ESPN ranked Stein among the better hires of the cycle. Just saying, Will Stein at Kentucky, I'm definitely, stock is definitely rising for me. So, in terms of stock, I have it at the rising. I mean, can Kentucky finally become more than a 7-8 win program? That's my question. Can Kentucky finally be a college football playoff contending program? Not this year, but maybe in 2, 3, 4 years. Can they be there? Can they finally get over the hump? That's my question that I have. I think if they're going to do it, Will Stein's the guy, in my opinion. All right. Next, I wanted to touch on Virginia Tech and James Franklin. So Virginia Tech and James Franklin are a team that look really good. Like, Virginia Tech looks like a top team or top contender in the ACC. Will they? I don't know, but they for sure will look like it. He's a former Penn State coach, as we know. He's got a career record of 128-60 as a head coach, James Franklin does. So recruiting has exploded since his arrival, by the way. Like, Virginia Tech recruiting has been phenomenal. James Franklin's done a great job there. Can't wait to see what he does there even further down the road for years to come. I mean, the Hokies have generated major momentum on the trail. Like, this team just looks really good. National analysis believe Virginia Tech can become a top 20 program again. That's a quote, and man, I cannot be more excited for this Virginia Tech team and there's so much optimism for this team. Like, there's no reason not to be optimistic for this team. So my stock for them is a strong, strong buy. Like, there's no way you're selling on Virginia Tech right now. It's a strong buy for me. Can Franklin restore what Virginia Tech should be? Virginia Tech was a national powerhouse back in the day. Can James Franklin be the guy to bring them back? I think he definitely can be. All right, next I wanted to touch on Michigan and Kyle Whittingham. That's what I wanted to touch on next. Here's the thing. Michigan looks really good. Their team looks good. Their roster looks good. Their program looks good. And they're not under any NCAA sanctions anymore. They are done with that. We're finally out of that era. And I got to say, Sharon Moore's departure could not be better for Michigan. Kyle Whittingham has a career record of 177 and 88 as a coach, which is just phenomenal to have almost 200 wins. He brought several trusted Utah assistants with him. He finally brought a quarterbacks coach, by the way, for Bryce Underwood, which is great. Can't wait for that addition. I mean, Michigan added a lot of transfers as well. At this point, year one for Kyle Whittingham needs to be stabilize the program and contend for a playoff spot. We don't need to make the playoff in year one, but we want to be there in the end in the top 25. And we need to stabilize our program. That's what Kyle Whittingham needs to do at Michigan. So for my stock for Kyle Whittingham, it's definitely rising. My stock for Kyle Whittingham is definitely rising. They got a decently tough schedule. And they got to play Oklahoma. They got to play Penn State. They got to play Iowa. They got to play Indiana, Oregon, Ohio State. Tough schedule, but I think this Kyle Whittingham's the coach to bring this team back to a national level like they were in 2023. Next up is Penn State and Matt Campbell. Matt Campbell's a guy that I think is going to be a phenomenal coach. I think he's the right fit. Like, this guy's the right fit for this head coaching position at Penn State to take over for James Franklin, former Iowa State head coach. He became the 17th head coach in December of 2025 for Penn State. It's not that many coaches for Penn State, which is a good sign because Matt Campbell's a guy that doesn't like to leave. So if you're not going to fire him, he's not going to leave. That's my take. Like, Matt Campbell's going to be here for years and years and years. Might be the next, Nick Saban or Kyle Whittingham in terms of length of being at a team. Like, I'm confident in Matt Campbell being here in 10 years. I just am. As for, the overhaul of staff, we'll see what happens with that. We'll see what happens with a lot of the players coming in from Iowa State. Former Iowa State quarterback Rocco Becht is back. He is really good. He's really experienced. I'm excited for him. I hope that Penn State can be back to a top recruiting powerhouse. They already are a top 20 class for 2027. So this team's looking up. I'm excited for Penn State in 2026. My stock for them is slightly up. I'm not super boosted right now. I'm slightly up. They got a very relatively easy schedule. They got versus USC and at Michigan as their toughest games, back to back, by the way. And they have an 8-day week before they play USC and Michigan, and then they got Purdue, and then they play at Washington, and that's like it. That's like they got 3 tough games, and that's it. So this is a 10-2 schedule for Penn State. 9-3, I think at this point, is probably their worst case scenario, which is crazy to say. So Penn State's a team that's going to be phenomenal in 2027 or 2026. Next up, and lastly, is LSU and Lane Kiffin. LSU has been phenomenal under Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin's been a great quarterback, or a great head coach. He's bringing in 2 new quarterbacks, Sam Leavitt, Hussein Longstreet. Sam Leavitt's going to start this year. Brought in Jordan Seaton, a couple defensive pieces. Like, he's bringing in 40 new transfers. The question is, do all these transfers gel? That's the only question I think that we have about this LSU team. And, well, I can give you an answer real quick and say, yes, they're going to gel. When's the last time Lane Kiffin didn't bring in a ton of transfers when he was at Ole Miss? Lane Kiffin's always been a transfer portal heavy guy. So I have a lot of confidence in him getting these 40 transfers to really gel. Like, I'm not scared of this big number. I'm actually embracing it because they brought in a lot of key pieces on this team. One of the biggest coaching hires of this cycle in 2027 or 2026. He's going to be one of the best coaches in the SEC, in my opinion. He's completely rebuilding the staff in a good way. Kept Blake Baker, which was good. That guy's a great defensive coordinator. Brought in Charlie Weiss as offensive coordinator. Expectations are immediately college football playoff level. Like, I'm talking, they are in the mix in the college football playoff. That's the expectations. Now, if they go under that, me personally, I'm not mad. A solid 9-3 isn't bad, especially with their schedule. Like, a 9-3 in this schedule is pretty good. Like, I'll read you off their games. Clemson, at Ole Miss, Texas A&M. They got Alabama, Texas, at Tennessee. That's a tough schedule. If you can go 10-2, that's amazing. If you can go 9-3, that's good. So LSU's a team I think will be in the top 25 at the end of the year, in the mix for the playoff. If they make the playoff, even better. But I'm not going to quite put that expectation on them as for year one. But man, excited to see what Lane Kiffin's going to do in 2026. I'm excited what he could do in 2027 and beyond. Like, I'm talking years to come. My stock for them is very high. I'm buying all the LSU stock that I can. LSU and Lane Kiffin need to prove me wrong, basically is what I'm saying. Like, I want to be proved wrong. I don't want to be the type of person that doesn't see this coming. I don't want to be the person in October or in early November, that says, man, LSU is one loss team and they're pushing for a playoff spot. I don't want to be the guy that's like, darn, wish I would have bought stock in this team. I want to be the guy that says, I told you so. That's what I want to be. So my take for this team is my stock in them is very, very, very high, and I'm buying stock in LSU as fast as I can. So that is my full new head coach check-ins. Comment below what coaches you think I should do next. Comment below if you want to see a part 2 of this. And let me know what you thought of these head coaches. Which coaches are you buying stock in? Which coaches are you selling stock in? Which teams are you buying stock in? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure you like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you disagreed even. And then get in the comments and let me know why you disagreed. I love talking with you guys in the comments. So yeah, that is my full head coach check-in with new head coaches for 2026. Not only is that head coach check-ins, but that is also the show. I appreciate you guys for watching. We are a solid 56-ish minutes in, so I appreciate you guys for watching more than ever. It's a very busy night. It was a light crowd again. I don't think we got a ton of people. Someone commented and said, Keelan has potential to be a top 4 QB in the SEC if he hits his ceiling. Appreciate you for commenting that. Game Time podcast. I've known him very well. We've talked back and forth about college football. And yes, I appreciate you guys for watching. Appreciate you guys for commenting in live chat. Very lively live chat today. Appreciate you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video. And like I said, it's a very busy night. There's UFC at the White House, which I'll probably watch after I turn this show off and get this uploaded to the podcast. I'll probably be watching that before I go to bed. And there's also, I believe NHL is tonight as well. So I appreciate you guys for watching if you chose to watch the show. We will see you guys next. I believe there'll be a Thursday show. To my knowledge, I'm going to have a Thursday show. If not, we'll see you guys next Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time right here on the YouTube channel. You can check us out in podcast feed as well. Make sure you're following on X at Wyatt Zang CFB. We will see you guys next week, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. See you guys then. Have a great start to your week, and God bless.